All right, all right, all right. We are back for Game 2. McMaster University taking Game 1 in this best-of-5 series for Semifinals Day 2 against KSU.
And it's got to be a shakeup for Kent State. They're pulling out the Viego jungle. They have Velkaz in the mid. It's back to team fighting, but with a different flavor. Try a different sauce, if you would.
What kind of sauce is that? The face-melting shwami?
Well, you know, if you had a spiciness calculator and you rated a moo-moo, what would you rate a moo-moo?
Oh, let me do it real quick. 0.
Okay, so then try Viego.
11.5.
So 11 points of spiciness added just in the jungle roll.
Oh, yeah.
Try. I think this is going to look like a brand new game, a brand new Kent State. But will McMaster's just, I mean, dismantle them and tear them apart
What about
again?
this Kenny on the Velkaz, though?
Yeah, I mean, tell us about the Zillion matchup. I know you play a lot of Velkaz, so to me it's like they just trade waves. But go into maybe some of the detail. What do you think when you see a Zillion across the rift from you?
When I see Zillion, and I'm thinking, okay, I hit him with those geometry cues during laning phase, and the moment I hit level 6, I flash knock up ulti and free kill.
Oh, but what if he flashes your knockup and then his jungle's
He's still
there?
ulti and it's just a free kill.
Oh. Okay, all right.
So
well,
if I'm Velkaz, I'm trying to hit level 6 before Venerated does, because level 6 Velkaz in lane, if you have any poke damage. I mean, if he's 3/4 HP, you hit him with one ability and then ulti. And as long as you've already closed the gap, you can most likely burn him down.
Okay.
I think.
Very interesting. Well,
maybe, okay, so Zillion is actually another story because he could potentially speed up and escape in time. But
so you got to land that knockup, I think.
Yeah. But even a Q, if you land the Q and he's slowed and gets the first tick of your passive and then you ulti, to me it's pretty easy.
And this to me looks like Musinator not respecting the level 2 from Volibear. I mean, when you look at the damage he took, it looks to me like Volley, hit 2, hit him with a QE combo, and then Musinator is just licking his wounds. But we see both junglers have, wait a second, Hecarim went for a red, Raptors into invade Viego's blue right now.
Ooh, are we going to see a brawl?
The push that he has from the Volibear in his top lane allows him to do this, and he's even going Gromp or dive.
Oh, and Viego has no idea. He's going to come up here, realize his camps are gone, and I think Hecarim's already going to be long gone.
He's fighting Gromp right now. You can see his HP bar and mana bar moving around. Viego turning up to his dead camps, pinging the Hecarim out. But look at the top lane. It's Weshamansi with a nice push here, and here's the duel. I think Viego could win this. He's more of a duelist than the Hecarim, so Sekiro with a bit of respect here. Mid lane's rotating over. We could see a 3v3 situation for this Scuttle. We'll have to see if either team wants to contest. And it's Viego with control. So while Sekiro did get a successful blue invade, Viego did get crabbed. Now watch Viego, very important on the map that you watch Viego rush through mid lane here. He's going to meet up with Condorex and get the bot crab for a double Scuttle. And if he's wise, he could look for a possible invade on Hecarim's blue side here, depending on how grouped he can stay with Condorex and what bot lane looks like. So Viego, I believe, is on crab number 2 right now, looking for a nice double crab. This is already a different story than last game, Try.
And Volibear up there, I can't even tackle saying his name, but...
Oh, possible die, but Musinator using his flash this time.
Is he going to get it?
W auto. And we see a Viego gank. Roy Wood's going to use the W to block the projectile coming out of Viego to prevent this stun. They are perfectly fine, but Try, we saw Musinator almost flash and made a good, dive counter play, but he got within flash range of Weshamansi, who had the W mark on him. When Volibear bites you, he marks you. The mark stays around for a handful of seconds, 8 seconds. If he can bite you again, it does bonus damage. He heals, and it's just bad news for you. It also counts as...
Let's be real, guys. 8 seconds in League of Legends is a lifetime.
That is a long, long time. Not to mention, if his Conqueror is stacked... Oh, we see Condorex look for possible level 3 play here. But we see the interaction with Janna. If Janna can prevent Condorex from, sticking his CC and then just beats him on the way out, Janna just wins that matchup. Pretty outright here. Most disengaged enchanters do reasonably well into Rel in the lane. It's all about in the river for the Drake fights if Rel can find that nasty Magnet Storm. But a bit more of an even game here. Top lane, you know, looking for a possible snowball opportunity. And it is Volibear. It's a terrifying champ to see McMaster's wielding. They know how to play around it. They know how to use its push. But I will say the delivery man has had a reasonably good recovery from that Hecarim invade, as we saw them duke it out a minute ago. Viego is on his top side. Hecarim with his first recall picks up CDR boots. You see that try? Pretty interesting. Just more ghosts, more CDR, more rampages, and just very, you know, lots of value in those boots.
All right, guys, I am now in control of our fates here.
Oh.
I can now hit the button for... Oh, shit. Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, but...
Weshamansi engages on Moosinator with his ulti difference. Just looking for autos here. No flash on either champion. There's the W, though, with the Sheen, the Conqueror, followed up by one more auto, and it's another solo kill in the top laner, or in the top lane. Moosinator, I believe, with the, you know, 6 disadvantage, cannot walk up for a poke cube.
Yeah, and Moosinator, I'm not going to lie, he's kind of in the same pattern of last game of he's falling really far behind in farm. He's not respecting the enemy laner at their, you know, certain... when he's at a certain disadvantage in the game, for example, the level 2. That level 2 from Volibear, where he could just chunk out Malphite, like that, even if he's not picking up the kill, that affects the entire lane for the rest of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And now he's falling further and further behind, and it's going to be really difficult to stay in that lane and sustain it out and get CS.
Yeah, and it's not that Malphite needs to fight the Volley 4-2 and, you know, get the 2 advantage and trade on Volley.
No, he just needs to recognize that, let him have it and wait for the farm to come to you.
Another thing, if you're going to use your Q, so typically Malphite throws a Q at you, chips you, and then runs away. You're slow, he's fast, right? But in this case, Moose threw the Q, and Weshamansi soaks it with his R, so gaining distance while you're supposed to be slowed. With a gap closer, which means, you know, he's kind of 2 for 1 with his R there, is able to close the gap, and neither champion had flashes, but Volibear's still able to solo kill because Malphite was level 5. So if Malphite's level 5 and Volley is level 6, it's just not worth to look for a Q. If your wave is in a tough state, it needs to be something the team addresses, not you yourself as a champion, because the matchup already looking just pretty brutal.
Yeah, so we see Hecarim up here taking Gromp again. So
could run into Viego here.
Okay, he's looking for Wolves maybe even.
Yeah, and the delivery man is going to have his hands full again. I mean, for a Hecarim, Sekiro's being a bit pretty active, I would say, but it's not the kind of aggression you get when you lock in a Jarvan and just go to town. Hecarim wants to do some power farming of his own. Which it could be the reason the game feels a bit slower right now.
Yeah, he's gaining a small lead, but I think that Delivery Man's doing a great job of keeping up, and now they're looking for Volibear here while McMaster takes Drake.
Yeah, and you can see how fearless he is. I mean, he's going to take this 1v2 with the TP, but Kent State could match with Kenny's TP, or they could just take it and go. The Delivery Man has flash, might have to, okay, he R's the wall into plant. Pretty nice getaway, but Wetch is still here to follow up. Too much damage, too much speed, and the delivery man should have considered flashing away there. But Kenny, what can Kenny do? This could be a good Vel'Koz angle try. What do you think? A tower dive for the double kill. Oh, but the Onslaught of Shadows follow-up is here. The Zillion ulti will res. And here's the big ulti. The laser beam will take down Sekiro. Kenny getting himself on the mat. We got a 2v2 in the bot lane. Star opponent firing off the rockets with Samira blocking some of the shots. Counter X is too slow. He's no CC. He's out of cooldowns. He's forced to flash. The choppers go out, but Roy Woods flash the choppers. Here comes the ulti. Couple TPs coming in. It's a party in the bot lane. Roy Woods looking for star opponent. Last auto will do it. But it's Moose there for the follow-up. The return kill. Kenny getting hit up by Wetch. The delivery man is here, but no ulti, no flash. Wetch is fearless, completely fearless. Hits level 9. He wants to go after Kenny. Kenny has no flash. Kenny will drop. Wesh. He uses his bite. He gets the health back. His Conqueror is stacked, but he will fall. And I can't even tell what that trade was.
Me neither, because everyone is almost alive again. And damn, that
was a good sequence.
Great casting there.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it felt like, one thing after another.
It felt like I was at an auction.
That's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, League is so much fun to watch when it's one thing leads to another, to another,
man.
to another.
The map was, I mean, Kenny had just picked up kills in the top lane, and then boom, he's TPing bot, and the plays are just happening nonstop across the entire map. And it's going to keep going right here, maybe.
Well,
okay,
Crab.
they try and sneak the crab away. Didn't get it, unfortunately, for Kent State, and just walking away from that play. And again, I don't know what that trade was, but it looks like it came in the favor of McMaster, considering they are up 4 kills now, and Volibear is 5-1. And my God, this guy is a monster on this Volibear.
I know.
And he's just doing it again.
Like, he can't keep getting away with this as we have a 2v2 in the bot lane. They're going to send up the Janna multiple times. Condorex with the Magnet Storm. Big CC. Starponer can't hang in that ultimate. Roy Wood's going to take them both out. Run, hop, jump, leap. Gallop.
Yeah,
Gallop Condorex. Gallop away from Roy Woods. Stack Conqueror on that Samira, turning what looks like a good kill, a good 1-for-0, turning that into a 2-for-1 because, again, if Rel uses the cooldowns on the Janna, the Rel will just die on the way out. We saw Starponer did a decent job maintaining space, but when Samira can get on your face with that ulti, all you can really do is run around and auto her back as Jinx, and the trade's just not there. So Sekiro looking to be aggressive. I believe Smite steals the Wolves, but he's in a bit of trouble as Vel'Koz's right around the corner, and Kenny will slay Sekiro for his troubles. Good pickup by the Vel'Koz here. And see, Kenny is absolutely in this game. He could be emerging as a carry threat, if I dare say so myself, for the side of Kent State. And this try looks like a real game that we have on our hands, shaking off the rust. Getting the cold out your eyes in the morning, wake up, get your coffee in you.
We heard a little whisper from Twitch chat that, hey, last game was a warm-up game for Kent State University.
You mean last game was a warm-up game?
What did I say?
You said whisper.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but go on. You don't have
that
to
one
whisper,
went right over
on.
my head. Like, it wasn't even close.
Okay, but go on. What were you saying?
I heard it was a warm-up game, and right now we see Kenny picking up some kills. Lane's kind of keeping up in farm, but again, man, the Samira is 4-1, and Volibear is 5-1. And man, like we said before, Jabbar is a monster on this
That's right, Jabbar.
Yes.
I will call Volley Jabbar from now on because I
can't butcher his name any longer.
No, apologies, Jabbar. We forgot. He politely reached out to us and said, "Hey, just call me Jabbar." We did that day and then forgot, so that's my mistake. But okay, yeah. And he's massive on Volibear again.
Yeah. Holy Boxers was the only one who could come close enough for the name to
2v1 dive here. Nothing. Malphite has nothing. It's all about the turret damage, but he's holding his own. Moosinator not getting dove.
Yeah.
Very well done here. Will not drop. And when you draft a tank in top lane and you're looking to play bot side, that's the idea, right? It's, my top could be 1v2. He should be hard to dive because he's a tank. And we will look to play bot side. We see Kent State lining up for Drake number 2. Would even up the Drakes here. And Jabbar without TP in the top lane for,
Kenny is looking. I
love
it. That's what I'm talking about, baby!
And the burn from the ulti gets venerated down to 1. Oh, and he will float away and recall. But still pretty good pressure here. And Drake, number 2, does go over to Kent State. So they have a foot in this game try, but they are still down 4K from what you mentioned. No. KBB with a slow on Starponer. The tornado will hit, which gives Roy Woods a bit of an angle, some chip damage here. But
I got scared for Starponer there with that tornado because you never know with Samira. Just
Onslaught of Shadows coming out from Sekiro. Looking to eye up Kenny. Does not have the damage. Kenny going to return a bit of poke, but Try, you're getting hype on this Vel'Koz pick. Can Kenny just carry this game?
In my experience, I think he could. I mean, They're
Wait
low
a
mobility.
second, the delivery
Oh.
man bringing a package down to bot lane, going out to Roy Woods with the Magnet Storm, pulling him in, stunning him, getting his flash. The exhaust
Oh,
is
I
there.
think they wanna
Delivery man
leave.
tries to flash
This
back
is
in, but
Volibear.
Roy Woods with the ulti just slays, and we have Jabbar with the follow-up. He is sprinting. They got to deal with choppers, but Kent State is not safe under that turret.
Yeah. They need to get out of here. Zillion, I mean, this looks like a 5-man. We have all 5 members in the blue quadrant of KSU, so...
Yeah.
So what I was going to say about Vel'Koz is look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So he has such low mobility that, you really do need to be careful. And with the right positioning, Kenny could carry the game if he scales really well into this.
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is one good setup with a great Vel'Koz ulti.
Moose
and
can
you
do it.
destroy the whole team.
Moose is going to have the angle right here. Oh. Maybe.
Oh!
Star Boner with the
out of left
snipe!
field. I didn't even see that coming.
That's why Moose was not even looking. He wasn't budging.
They were just like, all right, give it a second.
Yep.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming down lane, guys. Hold up.
He maybe said, if this misses, then go ultim. But
I'm surprised there
way.
wasn't even any pings. A lot of times when you see those like cross-map ultis for like an Ezreal or a Jinx or an Ashe, you try to ping where it's going to see if you can kind of like corral your enemy into the, like zone them into the hit.
Yeah.
And they were just like, all right, it's happening. Let it happen.
Starponer probably pinged his model and said, my rocket's going here, baby. Right on the Zillion as we see Jabbar with tons of pressure, just hard-winning trades. He'll turn the tower off, but Viego's here right around the corner. Viego can shred this champion. Pin the delivery man return. He flashed earlier, so he won't have it. And plant is just too convenient for
feel
Jabbar. Man, could have been a good angle for Kent State, but,
getting that shutdown would have been great for Viego.
But Jabbar, knowing his limits, he probably considered, hey, it's Volibear turns the turret off, right?
Yeah.
So a bit less risk on that play. And if he knew he had a plan around the corner, then he goes, I have flash, that should be okay here. But we have Roy Woods looking to go toe-to-toe with the Vel'Koz.
Just not enough damage yet.
The Janna support there could have proven crucial as the delivery man is dueling it out with Sekiro, who might have gone a bit too deep with the onslaught of shadows, but probably not, actually. Condor X forced to leap away, and it's control again for McMaster, a sight we have seen before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cloud Drake up in a minute 40, so I can assume that McMaster is going to start playing towards the bot side and trying to get whatever vision they can. And oh my God, Roy Woods, you madman!
Yeah, Roy Woods is a mad lad on this Samira. I would hate to see it on a couple patches ago, but watch Moose here around the corner. He doesn't have flash yet. Malphite kind of needs flash to surprise well-organized teams that have proper vision. As you see, a red ward caught his pathing there. Roy Woods just needs to kind of dip down and he'll be fine. But yeah, I'm really reconsidering Samira's viability because, I don't play AD, I don't play Samira. I only observe, and when I see in patch notes, oh, she's gutted, some AD players I come in contact with are like, oh, she's trash, can't play her.
Yeah, but I mean, is that not just the League of Legends community in a nutshell? It's like one nerf to your champion. It's like, oh, they just ruined my champ. Oh my God.
It's other things.
I hate this game. They don't know anything about balance.
What's funny, Mark Yetter is like the balance guy, one of them. He'll tweet like, happy National, Toaster Day for all the toasters out there that, whatever. And the first comment will be like, Shaco needs help clearing in the jungle. Like, he cannot avoid the pressures of the community.
So that video that they put out about like the state of the game and balance and the client and all that, it's like when you look at the comments, like all the comments are just like the dumbest shit you've ever seen. It's like they're talking about like the balance of the game and the client, and the top comment is like, we haven't had the winter map in 2 years. What's going on?
What is this tragedy?
Like, please, we need more fun game modes to play. And then you see like a random one that's like, oh, like my champ needs a buff. It's like, guys, come on. You think they're reading these? Like, all right, yes.
Yeah,
Little Timmy 331 needs to have a Mumu buffed because it's just not good enough.
Can't make everyone happy, right? So we are in the river. It's a massive moment in the game. Let's look at how the teams are lined up. We see Herald being dropped for a red team. Very wise play here to use that to generate a pressure point. Where is that Herald?
This is where I think we need to watch for the Vel'Koz. I think if we get a good setup, we're going to see a massive Vel'Koz ulti in a scenario
but
like
eyes
this.
on Moose and Condor X here.
KDB setting up tornadoes from Fog of War.
As the engage, the Malphite and the Rel could look for nice combos here. They got him in that choke there. It's a pretty wide choke. But, you know, Rel and Malphite can get a lot of work done here if they look to contest.
Here's something I worry about is I feel like Musinator is looking too hard for this, like, perfect, you know, like, 4-man knockup when, like, I think they just need to be pulling the trigger right here.
We'll see. The onslaught of Shadow goes in, and it's blue team. That's Kent State. We'll get the Drake. And with nice Vel'Koz ulti across multiple members. Sekiro goes down quickly. It's 1-0 so far for Kent State. They don't want to deal with this volley bear, though. Jabbar's too big. He goes in. He's thrashing. He's fighting. He's clawing. Here comes Roy Woods. It's his turn. He has GA. He has Samira ulti. He has Conquer. Wesh. Jabbar cleaning more members up. And despite the Drake falling to Kent State, they can't win the fight afterwards as Kenny almost gets an angle on KVB. But they did a great job dealing with Hecarim, but they cannot stop Jabbar.
Volley bear is just so hard to kill, and now Samira and Volleybear are 7-1. This game looks, again, really, really rough, man. I mean, those are two champions on two players that we know can carry this game, you know, with a lead like this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Samira on 2 items. She had... Why did it look like... Oh, Zilrez. So Samira goes in with ulti and Zilrez on her head. You can't... Like, there's almost no way to deal with that. It needed to have been... get Drake, kill Sekiro, and then book.
Yeah, this is a good under. Let me try and think. Like, I wasn't expecting the McMaster comp to play as well as it did the last 2 games with this Samira and the Zillion, as well as like. I mean, they're kind of playing similar comps. I mean, I know we have 3 different champs in top mid or top jungle and support, but it's kind of like they're playing the same playstyle. They're playing around these objectives. They're playing around the Zillion ulti. They're playing around, you know, like going for those setups, and they're playing reactively. They're waiting for the setup from Kent State, and then they're counter engaging with the Zillion ulti on the Samira, like you stated, and it's just working out too well.
Kenny with a possible angle on KVB. That's a lot of damage. The Monsoon will come out and the Zillion Res. So 2 ultimates, and they can still find Venerated, who had to ulti someone other than himself. A 1-0 for Kent State. And we talk about the scaling when you have Jinx. Vel'Koz fits the bill as well. Try if we see any more if we see any major shutdowns to either of these carries, Kent State can find themselves in the game, but they're still down 9K. That's a massive deficit.
Yeah, I think we'll see. I mean, I think so. Vel'Koz working on a Morello's right now, and I just think that's those items are going to help them get through this volley bear.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we see any other Grievous from anyone else. Maybe we need to see Starponer picking up an Executioners here. I think a lot of those earlier plays, like around the Dragon, it was just too difficult to get through volley bear, and you know, some Grievous wounds could have been enough to, could have been enough. We don't know for sure. I mean, he's so far ahead, but
yeah. Samira as well, right, with the healing and with her shield bow. But most ADs like to complete their second item before they pick up an Executioner, so I would expect it to be next purchase for Star. But you could also make the case that Jinx probably won't be hitting anyone alone, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, she's looking for the front to back with the rockets on.
She can
rockets runins.
Yeah, she can piggyback off of the Grievous on her team. If there's, like, let's say there's 2 sources, if they get 2 or 3 that aren't Jinx, then Jinx can look for a more efficient damage build and kind of piggyback off of her teammates' Grievous. But I am with you, and I think it would be useful, and I think it comes after 2 items from most ADs here.
Okay.
Master lining up in the top jungle quadrant here. They have Baron buff ready to go. Oh, yeah, off the back of that last team fight. So Baron looking to expire.
So it will be a Cloud Soul as well, this game.
Yeah, which is probably
good for McMaster, to be honest.
It's tough to say. You know, Kent State does want a good soul because they're up in Drakes, but they have no control. So it might be good for Kent that they can now, if they don't care about Cloud Soul, they can give 2, maybe 3 Drakes and just scale into the game. If you're looking at the actual champions, though, Cloud is pretty scary on all of these guys. I mean, Hecarim,
That's
of
what
course.
I'm thinking.
Hecarim, of course, Zillion loves move speed. I mean, that is a fast team. That's an extremely fast team. So actually, yeah, that comp with Cloud would be actually pretty
Yeah.
scary. They are super fast, but it's not as game-ending as Ocean on the wrong comp or Infernal on the wrong comp. But we'll see. I mean, it would have massive implications. As we're lined up for Drake number 4, McMaster here first. Vel'Koz top side. Kenny's TP looks up in about 15 seconds, so it's going to be a give. Pretty wise.
Yep, we kind of predicted that.
Wise to give. It's just second Drake. I think Kent State might. They'll either flip the game in 5 minutes or they'll play for Baron while they're behind, which will be a tough task. But it all depends on them weighing the risk reward of contesting a Cloud Soul in this situation. Which is another thing that changes every league game, right? Not only do you gotta think about your champ, your teammate's champ, your comp, their comp. Then it's like, what soul is it? It changes the map. It changes the threat. It changes some of the
and we
abilities.
saw it. The way it changed the map when Infernal came up, and I can't remember who it was.
That was funny.
But he popped the plant, landed on the other side of the wall. Infernal spawned, immediately dropped it, and the whole team was able to just follow and kill him. And that was just the most unfortunate series of events I've ever seen in League of Legends.
That's pretty funny. Now Kent State in a defensive position for the most part, having to give up some of that control. I mean, you mentioned how big Volibear is. Wait until Volibear pops that Stone Plate Starax. If those go off at the same time, he'll have a shield bigger than anyone's health bar in the game, I'm pretty sure. Because that Stone Plate shield is seriously huge. Was that on this stream that we saw a Stone Plate shield and we were like, what was that?
I don't remember.
Or maybe it was in something I was doing at home, but I hadn't seen a new Stone Plate shield in a while. It looks like kind of like a Kale ulti, like you get like a glow around you a bit. And yeah, just wait. That Volibear is absolutely terrifying. And Jinx is opting for a Last Whisper, so she will probably be piggybacking off of the Grievous here, looking to steal some damage.
So this is scary here. I mean, McMaster just playing the game slow, setting up for this Baron, you know, waiting out the objective timers before making any drastic plays. And, you know, it's going to come down to another flip here maybe.
Possibly. There's no split pressure from either team, right? They're both 5 mid right now. You could easily be side laning with Jabbar here with the TP threat, generating pressure that kind of can't be dealt with. But McMaster just want to heads up, you know, keep control of the river and continue to choke Kent State out. But what I would like to see is probably some side lane pressure to kind of create map movements for the enemy team that could lead to better angles for your team.
Oh, no. I was going to say it looked like we had a DC there. So we are paused, and hopefully the delivery man will be back shortly, and we can reconvene in this match. But
who, by the way, is at 2 items now, Bork Kraken. So if you are like Try and you permaban Viego so you never see him in solo queue, this 2-item spike here is pretty nasty with the Kraken. I believe it's because I've only played Viego a handful of times. His if you Q and then you auto that target, it's like a double auto, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Do you know? And
I know little to nothing about that champion, to be honest. I know what his abilities look like and, you know, what I need to avoid, but I don't necessarily know, like, the intricate parts of his kit. That's what I was going for.
Intricacies. I believe if Viego auto Q autos, he'll get the 3rd auto proc for Kraken.
Yeah.
On top of his Bork autos.
Big damage off of like some cancels. Okay.
And we saw the one time Viego, I think he maybe had Bork done. He came around the corner to get Jabbar on that tower dive. He was doing a lot of damage. Like Viego does a ton of damage. But what we have yet to see is Viego hop from soul to soul, getting resets, getting new cooldowns, more mobility, and more ultimates. Because that champion, similar to Jinx, okay, so you have 2 champions that off of 1 kill kind of turns them into a new mode. Jinx super speedy mode, I mean, can
Yeah.
You don't think of Jinx as a reset champion like you would Tristana or Kha'Zix, but she
Oh,
kind of
I
is.
definitely do. The moment you get a kill, the whole fight could change on Jinx.
Exactly, and that could be said for Viego as well. Imagine you pick up, you kill the Zillion and your Viego, and you take his body, and then you can speed up your, Malphite to go ult or something like that. So 2 reset champions for Kent State University means that, yes, they're down over 8,000 gold, but it could be one kill that leads to a domino effect, a chain of events that could be a couple shutdowns for Kent State. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Also, Everfrost on Vel'Koz. Have you ever played that try?
I have, but not with the new items. So
Wait,
what was it
what?
before?
Oh. The
GLP.
squirt gun?
Yeah,
GLP.
So you would do like GLP.
Super Soaker.
Yep. And I did play that. So kind of similar build.
Yeah, for sure similar.
I don't necessarily like those builds.
No?
I don't really like it on Ari either. But I can see the benefits of it in competitive setting.
Yeah,
but
sure.
like for solo queue, nah.
Nah?
Yeah.
You like that DPS.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the case is just that Everfrost has risen in popularity, not only in competitive play, but in solo queue. I think just from changes to Luden's, changes to Leandry's, and they, I believe, buffed Everfrost, and they added a Ruby Crystal to the build path.
Okay.
So that if you back without going for a component, you can at least pick up some HP. And for whatever reason, Everfrost has risen to the top. So the champions that are great with it are seeing success, like the Ari that you mentioned.
Yeah.
We saw Jensen play Veigar last night with an Everfrost.
Okay.
Because imagine the CC on
What
Veigar.
are some other ones? Because there's actually quite a few champions that I've seen taking that right now.
Kassadin does really, really well with that item. Let me think for a second. Syndra takes it, but Syndra's good with any item in 5v5. Who else? Champions with CC that they can kind of, like Ryze. Ooh, Ryze is a big one. Because you cannot avoid his root, and then you can't avoid his Everfrost. And I've actually played that, and it works just as well as you'd imagine.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just about CC layering and adding one more to the layer. So imagine a Morgana, for example. Your mid lane Morgana, you have an Everfrost, and you put your Black Shield on yourself, you ult the enemy, say they can't get out. That's a stun. When that's done, you Everfrost them. When that's done, you hit them with a Q, and it's like, how many seconds of CC is that? It's like 6. It's like outrageous.
Yeah, and then it's just like you feel those moments where you feel like, oh man, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah. No, you're like clicking your button like, like I can't move, I can't freaking move. Yep, I hate that feeling.
All right, so we're just still hanging out, waiting for the reconnect. Any word from either of the teams? Okay. So, chat, let us know. How has solo queue been going for you guys in this new season? Are you guys peaking in rank? Are you guys struggling? How are you guys enjoying the new items? I mean, that definitely, it's kind of like, I've forgotten that everything is so still new and recent. You know, the season is only, 2-3 months in, and that includes item changes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let us know how's the grind been going? Have you guys been grinding, or have you guys been playing casual? I mean, that too.
Some people say they grind,
but they don't really grind.
But they don't actually put the work in. But, the real grinders, these guys out here that we're watching in this game.
Definitely.
These guys are grinders. Shows. That's why they're here. That's why they're on this stage. We could maybe talk about the LCS as well, Try. I know you say, you wish you'd follow up, or you wish you'd follow it more, but it's kind of hard to catch all the games.
Yeah. We got some people in chat. We got Shystep out here saying, bring back Season 3 and 4. I mean, hey, that's when I started. And, man, things were really wild back then. Guys, remember the old map? What's so crazy is when's the last time you looked at the old map? Guys, go back in YouTube videos or something and see some gameplay from the old Summoner's Rift, and you'll be like, wow, I forgot it even looked like this. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I think we never played on the old one. We're Season 4 guys, if I remember correctly. And
no, we played on the old one.
Season 3?
Yep.
I think I started in Season 4. No?
I think we started. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that was Season 3.
Season 3?
think so.
I've been saying I started Season 4 this whole time.
You might have been.
That looks
we'd
better,
have to
right?
look back, maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe.
But, man, I do. I remember the old map. I mean, think of, like, Baron, what Baron looked like.
Oh, and and you couldn't tell what Baron's HP was. You had to, like, kind of just guess by the HP bar what it
Because
was
it didn't
at.
actually say
Yeah.
the numbers above it. Yeah.
Drake gave you gold.
Oh, I
Just gold.
forgot about the way Drake worked. Like, it's actually, Drake didn't have, Seasons of the Elements was, like,
That's, like,
somewhat recent.
Yeah.
To think, like, wow, even only, like, a couple seasons ago,
Yeah.
how much
Well, it
Drake
gave-
changed up the game.
The Elements feels like it's been around a while. Remember, it used to be there was no soul, but you could stack the, stats like the move speed or the adaptive damage or whatever.
Someone says, can I get a shout-out for my man, Bragg Ormsby? If I'm saying that right, yo, shout out to you.
Shout out Bragg Ormsby. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. I wouldn't rather be anywhere in the world, Try.
Oh, yeah. Except for maybe playing some League of Legends ourselves.
No.
Yeah. No.
There's only one thing I love more than playing League of Legends.
Watching League of Legends?
Casting League of Legends with my buddy.
Oh, dude. Aw, that was so nice.
Also, shout out
Elements
Shy
started
Side.
the full bot lane meta.
Oh, okay. Party bot meta.
Dude, party bot.
It's a party. We had a party bot in this game. Very interesting. When I see the old map, I see it every now and then. I watch a lot of the scores story of
And then it's like they're showing like
history.
Dude, I watched one where the double lift one where it was like double lift on Blitzcrank on like some team back in
Yeah,
the old
season one.
season 1 map. It's like, oh my god, to see the changes the progression the
Yeah.
game has made since then is just crazy.
It's crazy going back and watching like pros that knew all the stuff so long ago. You're like, oh my goodness, they're just on another level. But then at the same time, watching pros that like make egregious mistakes, and you're like, how could they be pros? But then it's like, wait, it was like season 2.
Yeah.
So for the most famous play I can think of is Faker's solo kill with Nidalee against a Kha'Zix mid. All right, so that tells you how long ago this
Yeah.
was. Faker's standing there in lane, and he's cleaning up his wave or whatever. The Kha'Zix goes to evolve his Q right in front of Faker, and he just throws a spear at him and kills him. It's like, oh my god! Oh my god!
It's like, dude, why are you even evolving an ability like
Right in front of a Nidalee,
Yeah,
like, hit you
yeah.
with a spear. Like,
oh,
yeah, I think
dude, what about that ZVZ play?
greatest call ever.
Dude, first off, how is that match even happening with
It used to
mirror
be
matchups?
Okay, I could be wrong on this. I think if it went to tiebreaker, so game 3, game 5, they would blind pick. And
Really?
I think
that Chad, is that right? I don't really know, but that
Yeah,
is
fact check
crazy.
me
What a how does that shake things up so crazy to have that craziest play of all time be a Zed versus Zed?
I know that's
Just like
yeah.
insane matchup.
Most players are probably like, wait, what is this game? Is it like
Yeah.
All Stars or something? No, they used to actually blind and competitive. I forget what triggered the blind pick, but
Yeah, and the river just went through mid lane. Like they didn't have that rise up thing. It was like mid lane was like a mushy, swampy like grass
really,
area.
I never noticed that.
It's like they didn't have. It didn't feel as like distinguished as before, right?
Yeah.
There was no brushes on the side, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Shysep saying that was an event. That was All Stars or something. That it was Zed versus Zed. All right, and we're back in
We are
game.
back.
Holy
Oh,
moly.
and Moose is right after it. He tried to catch them half asleep at their desk. The ulti's coming out of Kent State left and right. They use 3.
Whoa! I feel like we just jumped into another dimension or something.
They use Jinx, Malphite, and how can I not remember the Jinx? Oh, and Velka's ulti. But
And what is happening here?
Here's
What
the
the
side
heck?
lane pressure. This is what they needed to be doing, and are finally doing now. Jabbar.
Oh no! Vel'Koz was not the person to send back the
Flash, but he
Oh,
cues
oh.
the turret. He cues the turret. He missed his stun. He's going to turn the turrets off, but I think Vel'Koz is actually fine there, especially if he has Zanya's. He just used his Zanya's, but we see a fight in the blue quadrant here. Big ulti's coming out. Delivery man going low. Samira doing Samira things.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
my. Oh,
Triple kill Samira.
TP going bot lane. This is probably the game. How does it... Guys,
That's got to be
what
game
just
because Volibear
happened?
didn't die. Vel'Koz is alive, but so is Volley. And now it's a 1v3,
right.
soon to be 1v5.
He's doing Bell things.
Under
Wait,
turret.
don't walk into him.
Not enough wave clear. Too much pressure, too many people alive. They're on Nexus turrets.
Oh!
They will look Nexus next. And it's going to be 2-0 McMaster. Sekiro fountain diving for funsies.
Vel'Koz going to hold this game out. Oh, it doesn't reach.
Another Vel'Koz ulti taking 2 members very low. Now look at, wait,
Oh, no.
the respawn timer. So, because the game ended.
Oh, yeah.
This keeps happening.
Yeah, it's from the long, it's when someone DCs, there's that long pause, and for whatever reason, it causes the end of the game to not play out
Render.
after the